I can't hold it together. Welcome to episode 19 of the Kick Awesome Show. I'm Nate Croft.
And I'm Jonathan Long.
This week, we have high fives going out to Hipmunk and Intializr. And what else we got?
We've also got some tips and tricks from Illustrator.
Ooh, we have a question from this week about a guy, from a thing, about a huh?
I don't even know what you just said.
It's vague.
Yes, also, there's been some dribbling.
Should really have that checked.
Yeah, so we found some good dribbles, so we're going to share them with you.
Don't forget about this week's music picks, 'cause it's episode 19. It's a main screen devouring fiend. Episode 19 Smash!
My high five this week goes out to Hipmunk. What is Hipmunk, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. It is, in fact, an undiscovered species of the flying squirrel. I love flying. Yes. Actually, it's a website. It's a website that lets you find plane tickets very easily, because if you've ever tried to find a plane ticket online before, you know that it's like pulling your toenails off, one at a time in reverse order. Why do I love Hipmunk? Well, when you search for a plane ticket, it lays it out on a timeline grid that makes it super easy to find stuff. And not only that, but they hide all the stupid results that wasted your time anyway. So high five, Hipmunk. I'm going to use you from now on. I still love flying.
My high five this week goes out to Intializr. Intializr is, in fact, a brilliant idea. How do I know? Because I am a curator of brilliant ideas. We high-five them every week. Intializr is, in fact, an HTML5 boilerplate setup, which we have talked about in an episode days of yore. Except it takes out all the annoying parts about reading huge things of code and talking about things you probably don't care about, and in my case, I don't even understand. Intializr breaks down all the junk work and gives you big, fat, clickable buttons. I like buttons. I got big old fingers. They're big old buttons. And I like poking big buttons. I like buttons. Did I tell you that? And it's pretty easy. You just read, do I want jQuery minified? Oh yeah, I do. You click the button. Scroll down, you choose your options, you pick the buttons, and when you get to the bottom, there's a big old fat button for downloading the whole bang. You get the whole shebang, the whole deal, the whole business. Enchiladas and other large Mexican foods. And when you get it, you have a customized HTML5 boilerplate without all the headache and all the setup because you button clicked what you did and didn't want, and it's sweet.
Continuing last week's problem and solution about Illustrator, I thought it would be good to take a few minutes and show you just a few tips and tricks about how I use it. So the first thing that most people have a problem with in Illustrator is your pixel guides, or having an element where the pixels aren't blurred. Usually if you have like a 1 pixel stroke, it gets all blurry and it doesn't look very good. But did you know that when you create a new document, you check this little thing. When you create a new document, it says align objects to pixel grid, and then every element that you put on there is going to be aligned to a hidden pixel grid underneath so that you don't have that problem. Pixel perfect precision! One more pixel point. When you create a box and you add a stroke to it, did you know that Illustrator actually aligns it to the center of the edge? And that's what makes most strokes blurry on boxes. But if you just change that to an inside border or an outside border, it fixes the problem. Did you know that you can also have multiple strokes on an object in Illustrator? That's right, you can do an inside stroke for a highlight and an outside stroke for the shadow. Makes it super easy to make buttons, and they're scalable, and you can make them whatever size you want. Another cool thing about Illustrator is that all of your effects, like rounded corners and strokes and box shadows, they can all be applied, and if you change the size of the object, they don't get messed up. I know in Photoshop, if you try to make a rounded corner box and you squish it, it actually squishes the corners too, which is pretty lame. In Illustrator, it doesn't, so there you go. Did you know that you can drop in repeatable backgrounds, make them a symbol, and apply them to any element inside of Illustrator? You can throw in a grungy background or some texture or some lines or whatever, and it'll just throw it in there and it will repeat it inside of the box. Super easy. Another cool thing is symbols. You can take a grouping of objects, make it a symbol, and then every time that symbol is on the page, anytime that you edit it in one place, it updates everywhere. It's kind of like a website. It's pretty cool. One last thing, Illustrator has smart guides. When you turn them on, it helps you align things to other objects very easily. It shows you angles and measurements and all sorts of really cool stuff. So those are my tips and tricks for Illustrator. Go get cracking, people.
We have a question this week from Mr. Corey Hughes, who asks a very nebulous, formless inquiry that goes like this. Kick Awesome Show. What was the most valuable thing you've learned over the years? And why? Well, Corey, since you didn't specify what years, just the years, I'm going to let you know about the years, those years, that year, and a few of those other years I don't talk about so much. Let's do it, Corey, if you're vaguely referring to 2008 and that year I spent with the Guatemalan resistance. It's not Spanish, but you'll figure it out. If you mean 1991, when I was still on the circuit, left before right, up before down, never ever turn your back on a clown. Or if you happen to be referring to last year and that thing I did with the guy from The Place. Takeaway there? And why? I think we all know the answer there.
It's Dribbblology time, baby. That's right. This week, while I was looking for pine cones, I found an undiscovered dribble. Oh, a dribble. That's right, a fantastic dribble. A Dribbblist of epic proportions.
Josh Hemsley, you're the Kick Awesome Show Dribbblist of the Week. Check out his styles.
Josh Hemsley, you are the winner of the Kick Awesome Show Dribbblist of the Week award. Thank you. Thank you for your dribbles. My music pick this week is Around the Bend from the Asteroids Galaxy Tour. Yes, you probably remember these guys from the iPod commercial a while back. It's super funky, super fun. The girl's got a really cool voice. I think you'll like it. Go check it out.
Good stuff. My pick this week is Anne Boleyn, Never Take Friendship Personal. It's kind of a snooty, pretentious kind of sounding album name, but it's really fun music. Melodic hard rock with good beats and the guy's voice who sings like his pants are way too tight. But I'm sure that you'll really enjoy it. It's kind of music that you roll down your windows, you turn up, and then you embarrass yourself singing at a red light too. But definitely check it out. It's good stuff.
You've never done that, right? No. DesignersMusic.com. Go check it out.
Yeah!
And that's it for this week's episode of the Kick Awesome Show, episode 19.
Yeah, we're pretty out there. All right, we've been thinking about something really super cool to do for all the small businesses that watch the show and write to us and interact with us, because you guys are doing some really, really cool stuff out there. But it turns out not all of you can afford to sponsor the Kick Awesome Show because we're not super cheap. But for the next 2 months, we're going to do something kind of crazy. All you guys, little small business guys that weren't on the show that previously thought you couldn't afford to sponsor the show, we're going to work with you. Email us right now. Stop watching the show. Come back and watch the outtakes in a minute. Email us right now, and we'll get you guys scheduled for spots for the next 2 coming months. They're going to fill up real fast. Do it right now. So that was something we wanted to help you guys get the word out about your small business, because we know a lot of you guys are doing really cool things, so jump on it.
That's right. So until next time, kickawesome.tv. Don't forget you can follow us at twitter.com/kickawesomeshow, youtube.com/kickawesomeshow, facebook.com.
Also, Slick Got Some Show. I'm sensing a theme here.
Yes.
And there's an RSS feed and iTunes Toddcast that you need to go subscribe to because we love you.
We just said Toddcast.
Toddcast. We're going to cast all of our Todds.
That's right. So until next time.
Stop sending me text messages while we're filming the show.
Yeah. We love the details. So Josh, high fives and epic love to you. No, that's not what I meant.
That is a fantastic face.
I thought so. That's why I kept doing it.
Terrific wind. Russell's leaves.
Notice his hair doesn't move.
My hair stands still. A haiku.
My high five this week goes to Hipmunk. What is Hipmunk? I'll tell you. What it is, it's the... Wait, but I hate to be too...
Outtakes.
Woo! Continuing last week's problem and solution. Good grief. Sirens, dogs, screaming children. Seriously, can we not just film a show? We've also got some Illustrator trips. Man, I can't
Trips
say it.
ticks.
Illustrator trips your tricks. It's like pixel perfect precision, buddy.
Corey Hughes. Yeah, yeah.